Dun, 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 dun. Wow. It's time for Feedback Friday, people, because it's Friday. Yes, it is time for Feedback Friday. Let's see who is in the mix, my friends. It's time for Feedback Friday. Today is a great day. Actually, the weather's kind of crappy here in Chicago. Don't know about where you live, but it's a storming in Chicago. But that doesn't affect us here in the studio because it's Feedback Friday, friends. So raise a cup of coffee or a Coke Zero if you have one. I don't, but we are here. We are in this mix together, and we'll be chatting about a variety of table topics, as it were. So, warm coffee. It's good. All right, who do we have in the mix? We have Cretio, my man. The Weird Wolf is here. Emrys, greetings. Every time I see Emrys's name, I think of Galadriel. I don't know why. Emrys Galanadel. I think of Galadriel. I imagine Emrys as a beautiful elf of some kind. Ilithius, hello. Cretio, good. Tricky Troy, my friend, welcome. Erik Stearns, our newest executive producer. Erik, welcome. Glad you can make it to the Friday. Cretio is gonna hop in the shower, okay. Well, hey Stu, what's up? Stu clocking in from LA, right on. Preston Richards is here. The Weird Wolf, Natty Caddy. Oh wow, this is before Carafa turned on the sound. Well, it is good to have you guys on board. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. I am, yes, Carafa is in the control room right now. So now we have so much hype. Sound is way down. Table topics, nice. How's the sound now that Carafa has it on? That's the question. Going to get a beverage. Good for you, Troy. I'm still in school, so I'm drinking coffee. Scrotman made it. It's been a while. Yes, it has, Scrot. It's been a little bit. Welcome back, my friend. Oh, see, there you go. Emrys Galanadel is the half-elf that you play. Excellent. See, my gaming instincts worked. So, friends, I have so much to talk with you about, and I'm going to try to break it down by subject. And then I really want this Feedback Friday to be about feedback from you guys as well. So that means questions, topics, ask me anything kind of stuff. So Diesel24, thank you for joining us, and it is my pleasure to get you into D&D. That's why I'm here. That's the thing kind of that I do. So, hey, Paul, good to know. Mark Gump, my man, you're back. Ogre 8 Bearded, what's up, Ogre? Lonnie Woods, it's been hot, humid, and raining all day long. Well, I think the heat wave is finally over in Chicago. Our summer extended up until like last week. We had some weather that was in like the high 80s, and now it's kind of cool and rainy, so there's that. It has been a busy month. And all of you have probably been patiently, or maybe not so patiently, waiting for the return of D&D with high school students. Well, I want to give you some updates. So we're going to start off with D&D with high school students Season 4 updates. The first thing you should know is the cast is set. And as I hinted at in a previous Feedback Friday, there are in fact 10 cast members. How, Bill? How are there 10 cast? How are you going to fit 10 people at the table? Well, I'm not, at least not immediately. The 10 cast members for Season 4 are actually going to be divided up into 2 groups. Yes. So This will all make sense once you begin watching, but those of you who have vividly and continuously watched all of the D&D with high school students series, you know that the storylines are interconnected, and that is why season 4 has 10 people and 2 casts. So there's a lot of logistics with managing 2 groups, 10 people in 1 season and 1 storyline. There's a lot to do. So what's been taking so long? Getting all that organized. Getting the casting, that's done. Character creation sessions starting next week. You'll be starting to meet the new cast, and you'll have videos of them doing their character creations. Those will be dropping next week. You'll also have some meet the cast videos. So the students are actually taking some ownership, and they're producing meet the cast videos, which I think is cool because, as you guys know, a big part of the reason why I do what I do is because I combine what I teach here, the media side of it, with gaming. So I'm very excited for you guys to be able to see the meet the cast videos as well. So all of that is really session 0 stuff leading up to the games, which start next week. So it's going to be a nonstop deluge of videos coming at you leading up to the episode 1 of season 4. The other thing that has taken quite a bit of time is we are producing new intro sequences for season 4. If you've watched season 2 and season 3, typically what I did was I took the artwork created by Master Luigi Manese, and I did little animations with it and synced it up to the music, and that was kind of the opening sequence. We've stepped away from that, and we've gone full blast now into custom intro sequences. This takes an incredible amount of time. So just for one of the 2 casts, it's taken 2 weeks to shoot and do everything. And I am confident that when you see it, your head will explode. Carafa has set new levels of mastery using After Effects to create these intro sequences, and I'm extremely excited about them. In fact, I can't stop watching the finished intro sequence because it's like, it energizes me. I'm so pumped up. Oh, Erik Stearns coming through with the Coke Zero Fund. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. We will hopefully have the supply rearing and ready to go. Everybody will have a Coke Zero for the first episode. It'll be a celebration. Okay, so let's just check in. Hi, Jalak. Welcome. Hi, Bill. Just checking in. Hope you're well. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Tricky Troy. Thank you, Mark Gump. Natcat, how long do we have to make an NPC? Let's say a couple weeks, okay? Some of my patrons have already started making their NPCs and have submitted those to me. So you'll see those kind of getting introduced into Season 4 earlier, and then as I get the other NPCs from my patrons, they will gradually be introduced into the game. So I know that Tricky Troy has submitted one already, and DoD Spec Ops have submitted. So they're both in the mix for, you'll meet their NPCs within the first few episodes of Season 4. It's going to be pretty exciting. Hey, Brittany, what's up? Good to see you. Feel bad because I haven't been watching D&D with high school students. I don't know what I want to say correct. They did a modern-ish D&D, which was epic. Ever thought about doing something similar? So I do have something in the mix for a modern game. It's not going to use the D&D rule system, though, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I don't want to say too much yet because we haven't firmed up the plan, but there is a possibility that we're going to have a special one-shot game of modern horror on Halloween night. So this would take place from like 9 p.m. to midnight Central Standard Time. So after kids go trick-or-treating, then you'll be able to tune in for a little modern horror. So that might be kind of cool. So yes, thank you, Tricky Troy. Appreciate that, sir. Hit the like button, people. Thank you, as always. Hey, Ro Jimmy, welcome. Yet another one of the patrons in the house. Justin Enright, good to see you again. Long time, my friend. Yeah, the intro sequence process took a lot of time. We had to shoot it in front of a green screen. Then Carafa just was grinding for hours and hours and hours on these intro sequences. We made custom graphics, just the whole bang. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. I think you'll know my joy when you see it. It is everything that I was hoping and more. Can patrons see the new intro early? Ooh, man, that's a hell of a good idea, Gump. Maybe. You know what? I'll do a survey. I will ask the patrons if they want a sneak peek, and then if they do, I'll post it. I'll post the intro. That's a great idea. I mean, it has a little bit of spoilers because it identifies the characters, but that would still be kind of cool. Hello, Brandon. Good to see you again. Wow, you guys are just flying on the chat. Sorry, I'm so behind. I got so ramped up about telling you about what's going on with the updates. All right, let's see. Justin, I'm going to be introducing 2 of my friends' kids to D&D tonight, ages 9 and 12. Perfect ages. Perfect. Remember the rules with the younger kids, and I know this from experience running games for my own kids and neighborhood kids and kids at conventions and game stores. Keep it simple, have fun, don't waste a lot of time looking up things in books. Challenge them with things like traps. Challenge them with riddles or puzzles that they need to solve, but kind of make it a little easier and make the encounters more about being fun and not about like killing them. Let them feel like heroic, because at that age, how they feel about their characters is really formative. So, if they feel like they failed the party or they let down the team, it's going to leave them with a negative taste about D&D. So make sure that every kid's included. Try to find different ways for each member of the party to use like a skill or a talent or an ability, even if you have to kind of stretch it, just so that everybody feels like they've done something to contribute. But they will have a good time. And you know what? I say that that's advice for kids, but really that's basic DM advice for any group, any age. I mean, a good DM tries to find a way to engage everybody at the table and not just let like 1 or 2 people kind of hog the experience. So if you have a kid who's maybe more introverted or a little bit shy, try to, get them to step out of themselves and play something through their character. That's another one of the amazing gifts that D&D gives us. We, in our own personal lives, might have different issues going on or might have different, insecurities or whatever. But if we can get into character, then that allows us to be someone that we're not. And sometimes in that role-playing experience, we gain strength. It comes back to us. So, interestingly enough, in a future episode of Table Topics with Bill, I'll be talking about how to get into playing your character, which actually was a suggestion from one of you guys in a comment. So I will have to look up who gave me that comment because it was a great idea. A lot of the videos on the web are about how DMs can improve their game or DM tips or GM tips, but I like giving tips to players too, because the players are there to have fun and to grow and learn. Hey, Ann Adams. Shh. At work. Yeah, Justin Enright, that is awesome. I hope you guys have a blast, and I hope those kids have fun. Diesel24 asks the question, Bill, what is your favorite part from season 1 to now? Oh, I don't know if there's just one favorite. I mean, okay. I would say season 1 was so long ago, it's hard to kind of remember. But, there were a few funny things that Cooper did And a lot of people hate Cooper, but Cooper's just a kid learning how to play a game. But there were a lot of funny things that were said in season 1. I think season 2 probably would have been either the first episode when Carl ran up to the roof as Ralof and successfully bluffed everybody into thinking that they had just witnessed a theatrical event instead of an actual fight. That was extremely clutch and unplanned. But then again, season 2 had a bunch of other funny things in it. The final conflict, with Willie and Trixie, and oh man, I don't know. Season 3, I think the latter half of season 3 was probably my favorite after kind of all the juggling and shuffling around. But definitely one of the highlights of season 3 was Giraffa. When Jake came on the show to play Giraffa and we did the song, and it was just magic that happened. Just improv, musical, fun magic. Yeah, a lot of good times, a lot of good memories. I might cry. No, just kidding. Let's see here now. James R.A. Woodwright. Hello, Bill Allen. UK 1913. What would be a good age to start someone on D&D 5e? I started my kids when it first came out. So my oldest was 7 and the youngest was 4. Now that, looking back, might have been too young. But, I started playing D&D when I was 5. My brother made a simplified version of it. So, I think it depends on how you handle it and how many kids you have. But as long as you feel that intellectually they can play for an hour and be involved in it, then that age is good. So I would say typically most people would say 9 to 12 years old. And I would agree with that. If your content's going to be a little more edgy, you might want to push that to tweens and teens. But I think younger is a good way to learn because, like anything, if you learn a language when you're younger, okay? So take, for example, a kid who starts studying a foreign language when they're 10 is going to have a much easier time learning that language and picking up the correct accent than somebody who starts learning in high school when they're 13 or 14, because when you're younger, your brain is a sponge. You open up to ideas faster. You pick up on things faster. So I think learning role-playing games at a younger age, there's nothing wrong with that. Good questions. You guys are just lighting it up. Master of the game, Juice, my friend. Can't wait to see this new intro sequence. Reward your patrons. I'm thinking strongly about that. I'm going to do a check-in with the patrons, but I think that would be a really cool thing to share. I almost can't handle bottling it up and not showing it to you guys, so maybe that would help ease some of the pressure that I have. Topo, what's up, my friend? Greetings. So, Master of the Game says, I'm playing in a 5e game tomorrow night on Unmade Gaming Twitch channel. Any money donated there is Extra Life charity. It's going to be awesome. I will plug that. So I have known Juice and Michael from Unmade Gaming since 2017 when we did Gen Con 50. They are awesome guys. And Michael on his channel, Unmade Gaming, every month does charity streams to raise money for Extra Life. But Extra Life itself has their big Extra Life gaming day. And it's, you guys that have watched me play at the Gygax house understand the magnitude of that. It's a win-win situation. You get great entertainment watching a lot of great players in a game that they're live streaming, and your donation has a direct impact. You can manipulate the game by throwing people advantage or disadvantage or rerolls or nat 20s, that kind of stuff. And then best of all the funds raised by Extra Life events go to help Children's Hospital charities. So the one that we did at the Gygax house was in Wisconsin, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So that helped out the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. So yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for reminding me about that, Juice. And for all of you guys who are fans, like I said, you know, my guys, I've known them for several years. They are awesome, and the people that they have on for these charity streams are totally fun to watch. They keep it lively, they keep it real, they keep it good. So, yes, Ann Adams is here. Carnidas. This might be a spoilery question, but do you intend to have season 4 explore new parts of the continent? Yes. I don't think it's a spoiler. Yes. You guys are going to find new parts of the continent. I'm not going to tell you where. My patrons know. My most recent Wisdom Wednesday focused on that. Jenny!
What?
We're doing Feedback Friday Live. Come say hi.
I am hi. And also, look what I made in art class.
Oh!
So
Did you screen that?
Yeah, it's an extra large.
Get up here closer. Look, people. Jenny made this in art class. Those of you who watch D&D with high school students will know that there's a skeletal Medusa symbol that some members of certain castes have that relates to who they are aligned with. And that is dope.
My sister just got a tattoo of this exact same design.
Okay.
And tagged doing it on Instagram.
I didn't know if that was you or your sister.
That was my sister.
Okay.
I didn't get that tattoo.
Okay, wow. That's kind of relieving because I was a little bit worried. I was like, Jenny's mom's going to kill me. All right, good. That's awesome. So, Jenny, I was just telling the fans about the approaching season 4.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the works.
Mm-hmm. So the character making sessions, you'll see those next week. They start dropping next week, so you guys will be able to see them. And you guys still have to do a meet the cast video.
Yeah.
With the new members. So we'll have to figure out a time, maybe even like right before we shoot the first episode. We'll just do like a round table where you and Jordan can talk with them.
Yeah. That
Okay.
works. And then this one, I have to take it home and I have to iron it so that this stays on well. And then this specific one, because you wear like an extra large, right?
Mm-hmm.
This can be Bill Allen's shirt for your
That's so awesome. Thank you, Jenny.
No problem.
People say hi. People say, wow, Tricky Troy just throwing out. I'm so behind on the chat. What happened? Very creative t-shirt. That's a cool shirt. Good job, Jenny.
They also sell these on the Teespring.
And Brittany says Jenny with 4 exclamation marks. That's awesome. You guys just wait. Just you wait. Tricky Troy throwing more into the Coke Zero Fund. All right, you go iron that.
All right.
And then I'll keep up with this.
No problem. I'll probably have it ironed by like tonight, so I can give it to you at the pep rally.
Yay, if they have one, because of rain. Tonight's supposed to be our homecoming pep rally, but it's pouring rain. So yeah, I don't know where I was now. I kind of forgot about that. Hey, Chris Dorsano. Okay, we were talking about locations. Yeah, so we're gonna have, with a cast of 10 people, there's gonna be a lot of traveling around. So you guys are gonna learn much more about other areas of the continent that have not been featured as of yet. So stay tuned. It's going to be exciting. Natcat said, my friend joined a D&D club and apparently she wasn't allowed to use a Dragonborn because she said it was too overpowered. Nonsense, I say. Indeed. How do you store all your dice? I have 2 separate ways of storing my dice. Number 1, I have a plastic case with little slots inside that have all my dice. And then I have a bag that contains bags of dice. So we really have a lot of dice, is the bottom line. The greater question should be, how do you store your minis? And the answer is with these handy, convenient toolboxes that I got from Home Depot. Each slot can hold a lot of minis. Now, I wouldn't put my metal minis in these because they would get bent and broken, but all the plastic minis fit in here fine. It smells like plastic. And I have 6. Nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have 6 of these cases. 6 of these cases from Home Depot. Yeah, that's right, Papa. To hold all the minis. And what's cool is that you can lock them together. So when we travel for gaming.
Except when they all fall down.
Yeah, that did happen once. Remember that, Krafa? I was like, ah! Yes, Jenny did do a great job with that. Jenny did that logo based on the description that I created in the game, and it was all of the things that I ever wanted it to be. And now it's on a t-shirt. Maybe we'll start making them and selling them to you guys. Let's see who else is in the house. Letting your phone ding. Oh yeah, well, that's not my fault. That's Rudy's fault. Rudy just sent me a text message. Okay. Will there be B-team sessions during season 4? Probably not. At least not right away. That's a tough thing to explain. So Jenny and Jordan from the B team are actually in the season 4 cast now. So there really isn't a B team for right now. That's not to say that the B team won't return, but for right now, Jenny and Jordan are in a new cast for season 4. That probably doesn't make any sense to anyone, but again, it'll all make sense when you start watching. Daniel Croman. Hello, Bill. What is your favorite spell that players use? Offensive spell? I like Eldritch Blast. It's a simple cantrip, but so powerful. I like when players get creative with spells, like simple spells. You can be so creative with Prestidigitation or Thaumaturgy or Minor Illusion. Those are great spells, and they're just little baby cantrips. I think they have a lot of usefulness for a player who is creative. Now, that said, my highest level spellcasting character was a divination-based warlock, and there are some powerful divination spells at higher level. So by the time I was like 15th level, I was doing like commune and contact other plane and like just all these cool divination spells. And, you know, some DMs would be threatened by the use of divination spells because it can kind of like ruin a DM's secret plans. But I found that our DM for the gaming weekend, Dr. Daniel Miranda, did an excellent job of juggling how that worked. So we were able to gain information through the divination spells that my character was doing, but it didn't break the game. It just kind of enhanced it, gave us more of an understanding of what was going on in the world that we found ourselves dimensionally transported to. So I do like divination spells. I think they're underrated. I think a lot of people make spellcasters and don't even think that divination spells can be useful, but I think they are. So there's that. Annie Adams. Happy birthday, Ann. Oh, it was Ann's birthday yesterday? Oh my God. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ann Adams. Happy birthday to you. just for you, Ann. I came up with that end riff right there, just for you. Sweet, sweet Annie. Happy birthday. Have I played Baldur's Gate? I did a long time ago. I haven't played the new release. I don't really have time for video games anymore. Every once in a while, if I'm going to play a computer game, I will log back on to DDO. That's D&D Online. It's fun. Or I'll play like Skyrim or Fallout New Vegas. That kind of stuff is fun. DoD is in the house. DoD is in the house. DoD is in the house. DoD Spec Ops is in the house. Yes, Juice, you should do that video. Dragonborn are breaking your game? Yeah, I don't understand how Dragonborn are overpowerful. They're really not overpowered at all. They're just another race. I could see people saying that specific spells maybe are overpowered, or certain equipment is overpowered, but I don't think any race is overpowered. Thoughts on instant death rule of damage equal to double up? Good question, Scrotman. I would say that depends on your gaming group. Now, some gaming groups that I've been in are very, let's say, high risk. Like TPKs happen, people die. You know, if that's the flow that you go with, that kind of grim, survival-based, more edgy D&D, where people can just die, then yeah. I think a lot of people like to stretch the narrative more so they don't make death as likely. So I guess that my answer would be it depends on your group. If your group wants that edgy, risky feel, then go for it. Now, there was a time when my friends and I were much younger, we played D&D, people would die every day. And it was like a badge of honor if your character actually survived. So death was a very common, frequent thing. We had like a lot of high stakes gaming. But like I said, the reward meant something. You know, if your character survived that day, you were amazing. Oh, and the other rule that we added was, so if you were like, let's say we were playing up to like we're level 4, right? And you died, you didn't get to make a new character that was level 4. Your new character had to be one level behind everybody else. So that was kind of cool because after a while, in the group, somebody who had survived through everything might be like 5th or 6th level, and other people would only be like 4th. So it was kind of cool to have like this edge, you know. You'd still be in a group working with each other. You're not competing against each other, but basically, you know, the highest level in the group was the person who had survived the longest and not died and had to remake a character at one lower level. So, I mean, there's something to be said for that level of fun. I don't know if I would do that nowadays because I don't have as much time to play in a game. And I like kind of more of the narrative component. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Work is getting in the way. I know, I feel you, DoD. Work is very precarious. It's a busy week for those of you just tuning in. It's homecoming week here at the high school, so we've had a crazy amount of productions going on. But I'm glad that we're here, connecting together. It is good to be amongst you, my people. Have we seen a Bill Allen World video about his own house rules? That is something I do. Probably the most famous of which, Juice, would be the Bill Allen Damage Alternative Scoring System, or BADASS. That's my video about where I talk about how I do critical hit damage. I don't really have a lot of other house rules. I mean, I guess every time if you've watched one of the character creation sessions, I explain how we do character creation for my campaign world, which is you roll 4d6 6 times. You write down all the numbers on each die, and then you can pick 2 of those 6 sets where you have 1s, and you can re-roll the 1s. And then from that, you take the best 3 from each of those 6. It sounds complicated, but if you follow along in any of the character creation videos, you'll see how it works. What that does is it gives a little more likelihood for characters to be above average. And the reason for that is because in my original world, magical items are very rare. The ability to enchant is also very rare, so they're just not as prevalent. Like, you could have a 10th level character who has one magic item, like a +1 shield or sword. So it's just not very common to have magic items, and thus the characters I allow to be a little bit more heroic. And in the same fashion, in any of those character creation videos, I have the house rule about leveling up with hit points. So typically in D&D 5th edition, you get the maximum hit points for your hit die for your class, plus your con bonus at first level, and after that you roll. I do that all the way through 5th level. That gives the first 5 levels for every character a lot more hit points in their initial pool, and thus more of a chance of surviving. I can't really think of any more house rules. Just pretty much those, like rolling stats, hit points, and the Bill Allen damage alternative scoring system. Doom, 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 doom. Hello, welcome back. Hey, Jim Face. Hey, Credio, you're back. Hey, Robert. Did something happen? Yes, something happened. Bill told us the ending of season 4. JK. Hello, Mina Kunz. Hi there from Switzerland. Getting ready, really excited for season 4. I'm excited for season 4 too. Like, I have to bottle it up deep down inside of me because that's how much season 4 is happening in my brain all the time. Like, I sleep about it. I dream about it. I have nightmares about season 4 sometimes. I have nightmares that season 4 started and I forgot everything. That won't happen. Don't worry. Let's see. Your warning of the live feed came in a little late. Prestidigitation is the best spell. Combat cantrip, it's Chill Touch. Yeah, Chill Touch is pretty good. It is. Because offensive spells that do more than just damage are kind of cool sometimes. Like an offensive spell that can slow someone down or, put a condition effect on something is always a good thing. Hey, Nicholas Holmes, welcome back. Diesel24, favorite part from season 1 is when Heather rolls a natural 20 twice. I forgot about that. Heather was just killing it with those critical hits. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Forgot about that. Tricky Troy, we have marked where the sconces are going to go. So I don't know if lovely Carafa, are you still in the control room?
Well, we're going to have to change that a little bit.
Okay.
So not exactly, but
Carafa and I are working on it, Troy, but basically you'll see the sconces behind me. But we have to check the elevation because...
Put your arms up, like right down.
Okay.
Like down.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Like right there. Like your hands are going to be where the sconces are going to have to go if we want to keep this shot the way that it is.
Okay.
So
basically closer to the shelf in the corner?
Yeah, on one side and then on the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we might do is like rig them up and see how it looks before we drill anchors into the masonry on the studio walls, because I don't want to make that mistake. So we might like rig them up with steel wire and just see how that looks at first and then go from there. But yes, it's going to be exciting. And just in case you've just tuned in, Carafa, one of the other reasons why season 4 has taken a while is Carafa has been diligently working on a new lighting design and new set design for season 4. So we're like, I would say, what, 80%, 90% done, Dave? I mean,
Yeah.
we're very close. So we'll be ready by next week to start shooting. But it's taken a lot of logistical things because we've shifted things around. But yes, those are good questions. So my God, I am so behind on the chats. Okay, I'm going to try to get caught up speed round on the chats. So here we go. So season 4 is a mix of grades. So there's some juniors and seniors. Season 4 will be starting at level 6. Starting at level 6. People that you know that are in season 4, Beth will be back playing Mantra. And Jenny and Jordan will be back playing Capella and Aria. So those are the people you know, and then there's 7 new people that you're going to meet next week when we start dropping those character creation videos. Pow. So it's going to be pretty exciting. It's definitely the biggest experiment that I've run from a DMing perspective, because it involves running 2 separate groups in the same world in a parallel timeline. So they're in the same timeline. So there is a chance that I might have an encounter where 10 people are at the table, but it depends on what they do. So I have created what's going to happen, but now it will be up to them to choose what they do in the sandbox. And that takes a lot of logistics, a lot of thinking through things and planning things and preparing things, because when I'm preparing for season 4, first of all, it covers a lot more space because I don't know where they're going to go. So if they go west, I've got to be prepared for all the things that can happen over there. If they go northwest, I got to be prepared for that. If they go east or north, I got to be prepared for that. The only thing I don't have to be super prepared for is if they go back to Cobble Kylish, because you guys know that's the setting for seasons 2 and 3, and you know, we kind of know what's going on there. So it very much depends, I would say, on where they choose to go. Carl's flute playing was another rememorable event in your series. Yes, I would absolutely agree. Toxic flute playing was crucial. Oh, Tricky Troy, your sconces are going to be in the shot, buddy. There's no way they're not going to be in the shot. Even if I have to hold them or hire people just to hold them, they're going to be in the shot. Hey, DOD, sorry you're having such a hard time tuning into the stream, bro. Emrys asked, wait, is Tony not back? Did he graduate? Tony graduated. Samantha graduated. Beecher graduated. Sorry. I miss them too. They're like my kids, but they're gone. Scrotman asks a very good question. 2 vids a week, or like season 3 where you alternate main and B? That's a good question. What do you guys think I should do? Should I just every week have 2 episodes come out back to back on a Friday, or should I stagger them? Like, would you like to see Thursday, Friday, or Friday, Saturday? How should we do this? I'll just sit here and wait. I think the stream is about 30 seconds behind, Dave. Natcat says all the video at once. Should I just pre-record all of season 4 and not release it until like January and then drop like 40 videos on you guys? No, that would be evil. I can't do that. Can't do it. It would be cool to know what happened to others from season 2, like Maximilian and Grimble. It would be. Hope the new players are of the same level as those who have graduated. We'll see. Has Carl graduated? Has anyone? Yes. Carl graduated like 2 years ago. Like Carl was a senior the year of season 2. Carl has been graduated. Monday and Friday videos. Ooh, that's interesting. Tuesday and Friday. Hope we'll see the graduated kids as guest players at least once. That's a possibility. We've talked about that. So Monday and Friday. I don't know if Monday and Friday would work. What about Thursday, Saturday? Is that weird? Or I don't really do anything Thursday, do I, Dave? Tricky Troy got player snacks. Oh, thank you, Troy. Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Saturday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday?
Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday? Oh, I know what you're talking about, Dave. Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Oh, DoD, we're talking about how I should release the episodes. So if you have two groups for the season 4 cast, do I alternate them like one every other week, or do we do 2 videos a week? Monster Mondays are on Wednesday. Yeah, Wisdom Wednesdays, Wednesday, Feedback Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's pretty, I like that schedule for what we currently produce. So the question is, for season 4,
Tuesday and Thursday.
do we drop episodes Tuesday and Thursday so that every day of the week we have a video coming out?
Yes.
Karafa says yes. What do you think, DoD? So that would mean Monster Monday would be on Monday. Season 4, Group 1 would be on Tuesday. Wisdom Wednesday for my patrons would be on Wednesday. Season 4, Group 2 would be on Thursday. And then Friday would be Feedback Friday. So we'd have 5 videos a week. Is that crazy?
No, it's not crazy. It's genius.
Karafa says it's genius. DoD's saying that we should double drop. So like what, 2 videos on Thursday? Oh, no. He's saying Wednesday and Friday. So DoD's saying Wednesday, Friday for the episodes. Oh no, double drop on a Wednesday? I need an 8th day of the week. I do need an 8th day of the week. Thank you, Credio. Draw day. All right, so we're going to have to figure that out. I like your feedback, though. A lot of people like Karafa's idea because that means we'd have 1 video a week or a day.
That's why this is Feedback Friday.
That's right.
So we get feedback. Pretty good.
Try that schedule, and if you need, you can just go back to once a week. Wednesday and Friday. So a lot of people are on the Wednesday and Friday tip. Shalendor says it doesn't matter, I'll still watch them. Well, thank you. We're going to have to think about that. Because as you could imagine, part of the reality or my concern is, what if something happens and there's students who can't make it and then we have to, blow it, then we're like off the schedule. So, but then again, would it be kind of dope to have a video coming out every day on the channel, Monday through Friday. Yes, Tex points out that a video a day makes the YouTube algorithm like you. That is true. That is true. Well, regardless, Monster Monday, this brings us to a good transition. I hope you guys are enjoying Monster Monday. I've really tried to put a little more effort into Monster Monday. I want it to be more than just, here's a monster. You know, I want it to be a resource for you guys. And if it's, you know, if you're just a player, but you play in a DM's group, encourage that DM to check out Monster Monday. Because I feel like that the formula that I'm trying to reach with Monster Monday is that it's not just about, here's a monster. It's more about, let's think about how you use that monster in an encounter or an adventure or maybe even a whole campaign. What are different ways to use that monster? So Monster Monday, I'm happy to report, is going well. I've had a lot of really good ideas, and I've got a ton of notes for future episodes of Monster Monday, and it's going to be regularly released, which is consistent. So, yeah. So that's another part of the new kind of plan that I'm going for. The Build with Bill and From the Vault and Table Topics, those are going to be a little more sporadic. I don't think I'll be able to do those every week, but I'm still going to continue to do them. And I have, many of you guys gave me awesome suggestions for character build videos that I have on a Google Doc, so I'm going to continue to try to do Build with Bill, and maybe, you know, once or twice a month put out a Build with Bill. I do still have old Dragon magazines that I want to do for From the Vault. So I'm going to try to pepper in some From the Vaults occasionally too to keep things fresh. And of course, Table Topics with Bill is basically just my way of making video responses to trends that people are talking about tabletop games. So yeah, so we'll have more kind of variety in addition to the season 4 programming. So hey, Gaming Tortoise, welcome. Bill, you are becoming a victim of your own success. Well, that's a good point. I'm trying to balance it out. And the key to me is balancing it out in a way that, you know, you got to have priorities. Some people have a pyramid of priorities. So I'm trying to, my pyramid's like a weird oblong rhombus right now. So I do have to work on that. And some of you, my patrons, know that just in my personal life, I've had some stuff coming up recently that has been challenging. But you know what? We all have times in our life that are where there's more anxiety, more stress, depression, whatever, you know. And I think the key is you know, I try to center myself, I try to ground myself, and, you know, spend a little more time with family, try to see friends, you know, do my job and stay healthy, you know. And if I could do all those things, then I can continue to make stuff, and we can continue to have this awesome community that you guys are all a part of. And that's it. I don't have any great secrets. I blow it. I make mistakes all the time. I get down all the time, and then I get back up, you know. And a lot of times it's just connecting, you know, connecting with people. And that's one of the reasons why role-playing games are so awesome. Getting together with people and just being able to connect. Speaking of connections, I didn't forget to send out the gifts. I didn't forget. I just got really busy. So last weekend I had to go out of town for a funeral, family funeral, which was tough, but I'm glad I did it because being there was important. to support my cousin and his family, and to be able to reconnect with some cousins and aunts and uncles and relatives who a lot of times it's sad, it's bittersweet, but a lot of times funerals are when you see people that you haven't seen in a really long time. And that was exactly what happened this past weekend, was my brothers and I were able to reconnect with a whole branch of the family that, I haven't seen since I was a little kid. So it was sad, but it was good. But again, goes back to connecting, and that's it. We just keep going. Life goes on. So you guys are definitely a big motivator for me. And, my patrons have incredible patience, and their support is just, I lack the proper words to convey how much that means. But one of the big goals with Patreon was to support the ability to continue making more content. But really, if the next level comes through, that next level would be being at the point where between sponsorships and Patreon and Kickstarters and publications, if I could actually start going all over the country and maybe all over the world for different gaming events and conventions, that would be the dream. To be able to go around and just be the role-playing game evangelist, just to meet up with people, to run games for people, to play in other people's games, to do panels and stuff, to talk about gaming. Like, that would be awesome, to be able to take all the stuff that's up here and then publish it. And that dream is slowly starting to become a reality. And in large part, it's thanks to you guys for the support and the encouragement. Because those ideas aren't new, man. I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years. So my original world I started making in 1998. So it's been over 20 years. So those ideas aren't new. But the fuel, the energy, the support has been coming from you guys. And then the next step up was when I started the Lagos project with my patrons, and this collaboration started to happen that fueled it even more. And now that's growing into something that, like, it's not even a maybe. Like, we are going to publish this as a Kickstarter. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So it's super exciting. It's super exciting. So one thing that I do need to say as a reminder is we have our little homegrown convention coming up on the 3rd annual Lyon Con. And that is the 3rd weekend in February 22nd and 23rd. We'll be there running games. We have our friendly local game store, Fair Game, that's going to be there. We have a bunch of vendors. We're going to have a screening room for like anime. We're going to have a whole 2-day cosplay and costume contest to kick off. The first day at night, we have a costume contest with cash prizes, tabletop gaming, card gaming, video games, pinball, pool. I mean, it's a whole event, and it's stupid cheap. It's $10 a person to get in. So it's a very cheap and affordable convention that's a lot of fun. And there will be official Adventurers League. So if you're into D&D Adventurers League stuff, there will be official Adventurers League credentials running on both days. And we'll have sign-up information about that. So if you're in the Midwest, you want to put this on your calendar, I would love to meet you in person. I'd love to hear from you and schedule a slot to be able to play with patrons and fans who are willing to make the drive to the Chicago suburbs to play at Lyon Con. So if you're around, consider it, because that's something that would be really cool. And there's a Facebook page for Lyon Con, Lyon, Lyon Con. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Tricky Troy. That's a potion of longevity. I need that potion. I've been taking a lot of vitamin C recently to try to avoid the illnesses that are going around. As you guys can imagine, a high school is a breeding ground of illness. And I work and live around this entire place all the time. Yes. So that kind of sums up many of the things. This has been we've gone deep on this episode. I feel like this was a very deep episode of Feedback Friday. We got to talk about a lot of different things.
Thanks to the 54 people who tuned in.
Yes, especially. It's been amazing. Hey, Mooxhu's here. Let me get caught up on the comments while I was just spewing out my personal life to you. Everybody had comments, very supportive. Thank you guys so much. I'm scrolling through, and you were all echoing the things that I needed to hear and have felt. My aunt was the last of her generation. So my mom's side of the family, she came from a family of 13 kids. 13 kids. And she was the last of that generation. So she lived well into her 90s. She had a long life. It was not an easy life, as an immigrant, but also as, a single mother raising two kids, in the 40s and 50s. I mean, she really had, she was an amazing woman. She was a matriarch, and a lot of other, who was respected immensely. And the church that she was very active in, that she raised her sons, my cousins in, still stands. It was built in the late 1800s, and it is still in great shape with a very active, vibrant, and supportive community. And it's just even on a non-religious level, it is a beautiful building with beautiful architecture and art. And the people, relatives that I had never met, as well as relatives that I hadn't seen in like 30 years, just being able to reconnect with them. At one point my cousin said my aunt, would have loved seeing us all together like that. And I absolutely agree. She was a wonderful woman. And she was like a sister to my mom. She was an inspiration to so many people. So she will be missed. And but you know what? This would not be the first time that I've dealt with the grieving process. And it doesn't make it any easier, but I will say that you guys have been incredibly supportive. So thank you for that. Truth, truth, and truth. Tricky Troy, you better hit me up if you're in my town. We'll come to you. Me and Crawford will come to you. We'll find somewhere to meet up. Thank you, Diesel. Thank you, Nicholas, for sharing that. I'm not silent because I'm crying. I'm silent because I'm reading your comments, guys, and I just want to take a minute to honor the comments that you guys are leaving for me, and thank you. Thank you, all of you guys. That means a lot, really. So I'm going to say this. Next week is the build-up. The hype train is going to start its engine and start slowly grinding those wheels as we release the character-making sessions so that you guys can start to meet the new cast members. I think you will be surprised at the variety that we have. Some people who have played a little bit, some people who haven't ever. And also, I think the mix in age and gender and background, all that stuff is really cool. So I'm super excited. I can definitely say that this is probably the most diverse cast. I mean, it's pretty easy when you have 10 people instead of 4, but it's between the two groups, it's the most diverse cast that I think we've ever had. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that the kids that are in this are excited. Like, they are pumped up to play. So get ready for the train because it's starting next week. Character making sessions, some meet the cast videos, all going to be building up and dropping throughout the next week. And then, you know, we'll be in October and it'll be time for season 4. So I'm super excited. Patrons, I'm probably going to take some suggestions here and upload a secret version of the opening sequence so you guys can see it for a little sneak peek. I think that's a great idea. And that's one of the reasons why Feedback Friday is great, because I get to connect with you guys. I've been hyped since the end of the summer sessions. Me too, Shalendor. It's hard. You know, I need D&D in my life. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Ignacio, thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it. And you know what? You guys are the community. The world of D&D and role-playing games has a lot of different people in it. And you are my community. So this is our thing. And it has been, and it always will be. It's fueled and powered by you guys. So thank you as always for everything that you do, for subscribing and liking, for sharing the channel. As much as you can do whenever you can, at any level that you can, is truly appreciated by me. And to my patrons, I hope you guys enjoyed the Wisdom Wednesday. I tried to add a little bit more graphical information, you know, so you guys could see the particular areas of the map that I was focusing on for that episode. And hopefully I'll have a little more updated stuff for next week's Wisdom Wednesday. So on that final note, I'm going to say this. No pressure, but if you want to join us on Patreon, you can get in on the exclusive content, and you'll be able to access the Wisdom Wednesdays for as low as $1 a month. And for slightly higher, you get even more access, which includes access to my Google Drive that has a bunch of images and music that you can use in your games. It has audio podcasts that are only available on the Patreon Google Drive. And it has gaming materials, adventures, all sorts of other exclusive content that we've been building with regard to the Lagos project. So if you are able to, you're always welcome. We welcome other patrons to the fold. But if not, then I appreciate you guys subscribing and liking the videos and for your support. So much love to all of you, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay tuned for next week, because the Season 4 Session 0 stuff's going to be bumping. All right, guys, have a good one. Love you all. Peace out.